Hi everyone, it's Genevieve, and inspired by many a video I've been seeing on my feed, I am going to be talking to you all today about my journaling ecosystem. I'm not a travel journal person. Most of my journals, if not all of my journals, stay home 90% of the time. The only journal that I really bring out and about is my planner, and that's more like once a week that I bring it out and about. I would like to change that with my creativity journal, make that more mobile and easier to carry. But as you can see, they're all pretty like hefty journals except for this one, which we'll get into. So it's hard for me to carry all of these along with my laptop every day to work and back. The idea of like a traveler's notebook or like a Louise Carmen notebook, not very realistic for me. Might be realistic for you, but if you're somebody who is seeing those videos and who's thinking, should I invest in that? Should I get one? Should I do this? Maybe this video will show you that it's not how you like to journal. The first journal that I'm going to talk about is my trusty planner. I love my planner. I bought one of these last year, and so this is my second time purchasing it. Admittedly, the one that I bought last year, I did not fill out as much as I had hoped to. This year, I do feel like I'm going to get a chance to really fill this out. It's from Anecdote. I got it off of Amazon. Hoping that this is one of very few Amazon purchases of the year. I really want to scale back on buying from the company outside of like Kindle, but even then I think I'm going to do more ebook rentals from the library. Some things, immediate things that I really like about this journal. I like the texture of it. I normally, well, what I did last year is I decorated it with a bunch of stickers. I'm thinking that this year I might either decorate it with stickers or borrow paints from a friend and paint the outside, do something cool with the spine. Another thing that I like about this journal is it has 2 ribbons and then an elastic, which I'll show you how I use those in a second. So getting into the nitty-gritty of this journal, when you open it, and I have one of my tabs here, one of my little silk tabs, it's got the whole year written out across the 2 pages. And what I am going to do is I'm going to heart or star important dates. Right now, the only date that I have hearted is for my birthday, November 6th. And I like having this full year look at the journal. When you open the journal, it has a Steve Jobs quote. I'm gonna cross this out and replace it with a James Baldwin quote instead, just because that's more relatable and more inspiring to me. Getting to the nitty gritty, the real things, the things that I really love. This is the month, what it looks like. This is my month of January. I filled out a couple of other months. I haven't stickered them, but I've filled in the dates. One thing that I have kind of like a love-hate relationship when it comes to this journal is the fact that when you get it, the only thing in these months that it has is the month, the days, Monday to Sunday. You have to fill in the dates, the numbers of the dates on your own. So what I hate about that is that when you mess it up, the whole month is screwed. So I did that. I got really confident because I did January, February. So I was like, let me do March too. Why not? And I screwed up March. So I had to exit out the top days of the week just to make it make sense and match the dates. But one of the nice things about that is it forces you to kind of slow down and really think as you're filling in the dates and kind of conceptualize time a bit better. I think my biggest flaw as a human being is I'm always rushing, and being able to, clearly because I screwed up March, but being able to kind of sit down and slow down and fill in all the dates makes me realize how much time I really have. So I filled out quite a few of the months already, but I think that I'm going to stop doing that and finish out, make it to like, I think September is the only month that I haven't, is the first month after all of these that I haven't done. So I think once I get to September, I'm not gonna fill in all the dates. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not gonna fill in all the dates in one go. I'm going to stop, and when the month starts, I will go through and fill out the dates because it'll just make me slow down and take a step back. I tried to draw a money spread right here. I didn't draw it very well. I had a bunch of money stickers. I don't know where they all went. I'm pretty sure that they're all in my journal from last year, which was very helpful, clearly. Look at all the money that I have. I'm going to see if I can find some like cute like money inspired stickers to put on my journal as well. So again, I have that ribbon tab there, and then my next ribbon tab, oh no, that's my last ribbon tab. Well, my next elastic, my elastic tab, that goes for the date or the week, the part of the week that I'm on. So full disclosure also before I continue, I am being very vulnerable with all of you. I have horrible, horrible handwriting. Sometimes I switch it to cursive. Sometimes I'm just like scribble scratching. I've seen handwriting that looks like mine get compared to serial killers' handwriting. I don't love that. It's not great for my psyche. Please be gentle with me and my handwriting stuff. As a special ed teacher, looking at my handwriting now and like feeling my finger strength, I look back and it's kind of like, well, I should have had OT when I was little. I should have built that finger strength a bit better, but all I can do is try to fix it now, which hopefully, I think the summer syllabus, I think I will add in a portion about handwriting. So when you open it to your first section, it's got the weekly plan, and it has a spot to put priorities and to do. Again, I feel like really in this, like, priorities and to do is the same. Maybe priorities, again, affirmations, to do is the explicit things that you want to accomplish. And then it has each day on a page. So this is the Monday schedule. Under the Monday schedule is a part that has time blocks from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. I love that because I feel like 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. for me, those are my on times. So at 7 a.m., that's when I will start like opening my email to check any emails for work, answer emails from any of my coworkers. And then from like 8 a.m. to 4 is when I'm open to parents. So if a parent emails me or if they send me a message on Remind, I will reply to that. After that, I'm done. I don't do that anymore. And then like 5 to 8, that's my personal just like me time where I can, like, if I want to doom scroll a little bit, I can. Cooking, cleaning, texting people back, whatever. That's what that time is. After 8 p.m., I'm done. I don't do anything after 8 p.m. That is my shut off time. So having the hour blocks from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. is perfect for what I do for my schedule. Might not be perfect for you. On the page, it has, again, it loves these little priorities. It loves to say priorities every day. It always has the priorities. And I think this part, again, I'm going to use for more affirmations for the day if I need them. If I don't need them, I'll leave it blank. And then it has the to-do. At the end of the week, it has a page where you can kind of reflect, if you would like, on that week. It doesn't have to be anything long. I would like to incorporate that more into my planning and my journaling. And when I'm ready to close my little journal, my little planner, I just flip to the page where I'm at. It is Saturday, January 3rd. I snap it, and I am done. When I do carry this with me, it's not like the worst added weight. It's not, I mean, like, it's not too bad of a journal to carry. And I would like to make more of an effort to carry it with me a bit more, just because I want to spend less time putting dates and important information on my phone. I'd rather have it brick and mortar somewhere I can get to it. So I'm going to try to bring this with me more frequently. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I've tried planners. I've tried other planners. I just haven't had success with them. This is the most successful I've ever been with a planner. Next, I have my spirituality journal. It is just in a very old composition book, very classic. We all know what these look like on the inside. I use my spirituality journal every single day after I meditate, or just like after meditation in general. I do a 3-card pull, tarot card pull in the morning, and I ask what's happening within, what's going on within my body, what's happening what's happening outside of my body, or what is my body producing, or what is the universe trying to send me outside, and then advice. So what advice should I take in for the day? Every morning after I meditate, I do that. I write those down in this journal. I also, of course, use this journal to manifest. So I'll write my manifestations, and if the manifestation calls for me to tear the paper out and burn it, or to put it in, run it underwater, or stuff it in a jar, I will do that with this journal. One of the things that I don't love about this journal is the fact that I can't, I can tear pages out, but because it's like college lined and binded like that, sometimes it's just harder to tear. It's not like a smooth tear. So I think once I finish this one and once I filled it out completely, I would like to move on to a journal that I can rip pages out of easily and not have it snag or whatever. Once this is done, it will go on my shelf. I save all of my journals that I have and move on to the next. This next journal is my creativity journal. It is where I write poetry. It's where when I was writing music, I would write chord progressions and lyrics. It's where I first started writing my book that I'm working on. So yeah, this is my creativity journal. It's the most empty journal out of all of them, because this is one journal that I would really like to be able to carry around with me. But as you can see, I mean, it's huge, it's heavy. It's just not practical for carrying around. I think once I finish this journal, I mean, like, it is really, I got a lot of work to do with this journal to move on to the next one. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I had an epiphany. I was just saying about how in my spiritual journal, I wish that the pages in this journal were perforated and you could tear them. This journal, the pages are perforated and you can tear them very easily. which has kind of been annoying about this one as well, because sometimes I'll be writing and then all of a sudden a page will kind of like rip a little bit. So I'm wondering if maybe when I finish this one, I will invest in a new spirituality journal, but then start moving my creative writing into, no, I will invest in a new creative journal once I finish this one, and then move my spirituality writing into my creative journal that I have now. Because then I can get a new creative journal, and it'll be one that's smaller, more compact, that I can carry around. Because I do really think that it would be helpful for me to be able to carry around my creative journal. Because since I don't carry this around, what happens is I put all of my ideas, my writings, and everything in my phone. So I have like my poetry and character dialogue next to a grocery list or a password or whatever it might be, which is not the best thing. And it's something that I would like to shift. So yeah, I think I'll do that. I think once my spirituality journal is full, I will move my spirituality practice into this journal. And I mean, like, it is a bit more like, I don't know, something a bit brighter about it. And then I'll get a new on-the-go creativity journal. Problem solving, working through problems. It has a ribbon tab. Love a ribbon tab. Always. I look for journals with ribbon tabs. They're my favorite feature in journals. So ribbon tabs and elastic snappies. Love that. My last and probably my most consistently used journal, and arguably one of my more important ones, is my journal, my traditional journal. I work through big feelings in this journal. When I feel like just like talking or just writing for a bit, I'll write about the day, etc., things like that. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing journal. I got it for $6 at Marshall's, and I was really focused more on the interior of the journal. I really like the line spacing, and I like how at the top you just circle what month and what date it is. You don't have to put the year. I quite like that it's more untethered to time in that way. Having like the dates is helpful, but then like when I don't have the year, it kind of forces me to like, if I look back on a year, I have an immediate feeling, right, where I'm like, oh, I hated that year, or that year was great. And then reading a journal entry, which I do sometimes, it's like nice to not even have the year and just kind of go, this was that time when I was feeling it this way. It's not like tethered to like, you know, emotions from that year. So again, focus more on the interior of this one. This one's actually almost done. I'll probably finish it fairly soon, which is crazy to think about. Some other things that I like about this journal, it doesn't have the elastic tab, but what it does have is I can fold it open like this. I quite like that. And yeah, it's more compact. It's not the heaviest. It's more similar size to my planner, I would say. But I still, again, I'm not an out and about journaler. I have days where I go and I say like, oh, I'll take my journal to the park and I'll write. And I just don't. I need to be like in my house in a dimly lit space, in a comfortable, cozy space, in order to really journal properly. So I really like talking about this because it reminded me of growing up and seeing my grandma drawing like those, like a little flower in her journal while she's on the phone, writing phone numbers, making reminders, etc., and things like that. The one thing is that she did not have a journaling ecosystem. She just had like grab a paper and write in it, or grab a random notebook and write, flip to the next empty page and write in it. And I wonder if that would have been helpful for her, just to stay organized. I really like the concept of a journaling ecosystem rather than just like journaling. It makes it more open, so there's less pressure to like always have to journal in one specific way. You can journal in like tons of different ways. If you don't write about like a big feeling for a week, you can still be in your planner, or, you know, glue a like sticker into your journal or whatever it might be. And I just really like that. It just takes the pressure off. It makes it a little bit more palatable and more attainable. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really like talking about this and talking through it. If you have a journaling ecosystem that you'd like to share, if you are curious about journaling ecosystems, you have questions or whatever it might be, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments or in real life, if I know you in real life. If you've watched this video and you're like, girl, why do you need 5 different journals? That's fine. This isn't for you. You don't have to have 5 different journals. This is what works for me. Thank you again for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.